Hey guys, Zane from the Infinite Jukebox here with another quick album review, and today I wanted to talk about the new Red Hot Chili Peppers album, Return of the Dream Canteen. Return of the Dream Canteen is the latest studio album from the legendary rock band the Red Hot Chili Peppers, starting out as a funk rock, rap rock kind of band, and progressively evolving into more of a laid-back kind of group that really pandered towards more of an indie rock, alternative rock audience. The Red Hot Chili Peppers have become one of the most commercially successful American rock bands of all time. You hear them on the radio every 10 minutes. If I have to hear Californication one more time, I'll rip the last strands of my armpit hair out, etc., etc. My point is, they're a really popular band, and they're a really great band too, but unfortunately their output for, say, the last 10 to maybe 15 years hasn't necessarily been the best in the world, and they released an album earlier this year titled Unlimited Love. It was a big deal. John Frusciante was back with the band, and it was going to be this big comeback in terms of quality, and then it was just really mediocre and boring, and it didn't really do much for me, at least, even though a lot of the fan base really loved it. But for me, myself, it just was not a decent listening experience whatsoever. And then they announced they were going to release a second album this year called Return of the Dream Canteen, a double album filled with other songs that came from the same sessions as Unlimited Love. And I didn't have high expectations, and it somehow managed to be slightly worse than what I expected, actually, which is impressive in its own right, but it doesn't make for a good album. The instrumentals here just sound tired, frankly. It sounds like each member of the band just wants to retire at this point, and that's fair enough. I mean, whether it's the funk-based tracks here like Bella or the lead single Tip of My Tongue, or some of the more slow-burn bass tracks that fall more in line with the rest of the Chili Peppers' 21st century material, it just all kind of sounds like it's just put there in front of the listener with no real pizzazz or fire behind it, even if they are trying to make it seem like they still have a ton of energy left like it's 1991 still, but it's 2022 now, and the members of the Red Hot Chili Peppers don't sound like they want to be there in the recording studio making this record, but there they are. I will admit that there are more risks taken here than I would normally expect from a Red Hot Chili Peppers album, and that's something that I can at the very least respect from a creative standpoint, but nonetheless, said risks generally don't work out for the band, with the drum machine on the track My Cigarette really just not particularly working or suiting their sound at all, and ultimately resulting in a clunky kind of aesthetic that just doesn't really appeal to what the Red Hot Chili Peppers are trying to do throughout this album, which is deliver emotional but youthful energy, something that they are seemingly incapable of, and incorporating things like a drum machine, which kind of goes exactly against what a lot of other things that they're doing on this album are attempting to achieve. It just kind of feels like it's implying that the creative well is starting to run dry for RHCP. So overall, Return of the Dream Canteen is bloated and somehow actually weaker than Unlimited Love, which came out earlier this year, thanks to a number of different factors, including tired-sounding performances, lyrics that are somehow more gibberish than whatever Anthony Kiedis normally manages to cook up on your average Red Hot Chili Peppers album, and overall, a number of different, slightly adventurous, admittedly, risks that just don't pan out in the way that the band intend them to. I'm going to give this record 2 stars out of 5. And with that being said, I have been Zane with the Infinite Jukebox. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.